Hi guys. Today I'm going to be making lemon cupcakes because the other half requested it. So I figured I'd show you guys the recipe. Although I asked, but it's okay. Let's do this. So first I am going to take flour, baking powder, and salt and combine that all together. I'll show you guys the process here. Okay, so I got my mixing bowl and I'm going to take 1 1/4 cup of flour and pour it in here. So here's 1 cup. Good Lord. And then here's the 1/4 cup. So it calls for 1 teaspoon, but all I could find was my 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm just going to add for this of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to open up my salt shaker. And then we're going to do 2 of the 1/4 teaspoons because that makes a half. And then what you're going to do is just whisk that all together. I mean, everything's white, so like you can't tell how well it is mixed together. Yeah, you pretty much just want to whisk it. Combine this all together. And then I'm going to get the wet ingredients ready that we are also combined together. Not in here. We'll combine these two later. I'm going to get the wet ingredients out. So for this mixture, we are doing sugar, egg white, vegetable oil, yogurt, lemon. I used vanilla yogurt. Lemon juice, which I'm going to juice actual lemons. Lemon zest, which I'm going to, zest the lemons. And vanilla extract. So those are the ingredients for the next mixture we're going to do. Okay, so sugar is 3/4 of a cup, but I only have a 1/4 cup. So we're going to take 3/4 cup of sugar into our bowl here. Good Lord, I'm going to come right back. Okay, so I've added the sugar to the bowl, and now we do 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, but you can use canola oil too. It's just vegetable oil is what I had on hand. You add that in there. Now we add 1 whole egg. Try not to get the shells in there, or any shells in there. And then for the next part, we just do the egg white. So I'm going to go ahead and separate the egg white from the yolk real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I separated the egg white from the yolk. And what I'm going to do with this rest of it is I'm actually going to give it to my dog. And now I'm going to take 1/4 cup of yogurt. I use vanilla yogurt. I do 1/4 of a cup. I mean, that's good enough. Add that to the bowl. So, and then next up is the lemon juice, which again, I'm going to have to juice a lemon. So just give me a minute. Actually, first, I think I'm going to zest the lemon. And then I'm going to juice it. So like this is what I'm going to use for a zester, and you pretty much just zest the lemon. So I have zested the lemon, and I'm going to add that in here. So just add that in, and then next up I'm going to juice the lemon, and I will be right back after I do that. And here is my lemon juice that we are just going to add on in there. Sorry if you hear little girl, she's playing away. So next up, we are going to add vanilla extract. So for the vanilla extract, it's going to be 1/2 teaspoon. So, like I said, I only have a 4th one. So we're just going to do 2 of these. And they went a little over, but oh well. So, and then I'm going to combine this all together real quick, and I'll show you what that looks like. So right now, I'm just mixing up all the wet ingredients here. And then after this, we are going to combine milk and flour, but we're going to alternate between the two. So do a little bit of flour, a little bit of milk, so on and so forth. But I think when it comes to combining that, I'm going to bring out my actual mixer. Yeah, so, I mean, just gotta let y'all know what's next. Okay, so I have my mixer here, and we are just going to alternate between the flour and the milk. So first, I'm just going to start off by pouring just a smidge a little bit of flour, maybe like half of it in there. And then we'll roll in my mixer. And kind of slowly start mixing that together. Wait until that's combined, and then I'm gonna add half of the milk. So, about like that. Let that mix together for a little bit. I might have to get the flour off of the sides. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I gotta scrape some of the flour off the side because it's kind of on the side of the thing. Okay, so I pushed some of the flour off of the thing now. Now it's mixing it together. So we're gonna add some more flour. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna shut off the machine. And then open this back up. And I'm gonna add the rest of the flour in. Okay. And then we are gonna let that mix for a bit. I think I'm gonna turn up the speed. Maybe that'll help combine it. So let that all mix. Mix and mix and mix. And I'm gonna add in the rest of the milk while that's mixing. And then I have to get the tray ready for them, so the pan with the liners in. So yeah, I will be back once I have that all set up. Okay, so that is all combined. So now I'm going to take this and scoop it out into each one and fill it about like 2/3 of the way full. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like in here. I also got to get my oven preheated to 350, so I'm going to go do that real quick. But of course, before I do it, I got to do a little taste test. That's good. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to scoop this all up into those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished scooping those all up. And now, this is what it looks like before they go into the oven. I got to clean up the sides a little bit. That way that stuff doesn't trip off in my oven. But yeah, so I'm going to put those in the oven. And then I will show you guys how I do the frosting once I get that going. Because I'll have to cook these for about 15-20 minutes. And then I will, as these are cooling, well, once they're fully cooled off, then I'll probably do the frosting and put that on. So I'll be right back for the frosting. So actually, I've changed my mind. I am going to stop this portion here. This will be part 1 of like how to do the cupcakes. And then I'll come back for part 2 to show you what they look like out of the oven. And then also do like the frosting part, like making the frosting and then like decorating it and stuff. So yeah, this is part 1. Part 2 should be up here in a bit.